Hello and welcome to the Million Dollar Speaker Podcast. Hi, I am Arvee Robinson, and I'm the master speaker trainer, international speaker, and author of Speak Up, Get Clients, and your host today for the Million Dollar Speaker Podcast. Yes, this podcast is very different from many other public speaking podcasts, and that we strive to become million-dollar speakers. Yes, we want to be the best of the best, and we want to reach millions of people, and we want to make millions doing it. So I have a very special guest today. She is a million-dollar speaker. She has been with me for many, many years as a client. She's gone through every program that I've developed, including my year-long mastermind program. And she's just a very, very dear soul, dear friend of mine, and I want to introduce her to you right now. So my guest today is Carol Metz Murray, one of those true individuals that speaks directly from her heart to connect to yours. Carol is a naked leader and a phenomenal and mesmerizing communicator, making her one of the best in all that she does. Carol is one of those rare people that actually walks her talk. She's passionate, a passionate spiritual entrepreneur, coach, mentor, speaker, and consultant. She has been blessed with 4 wonderful children and 11 grandchildren. Carol passionately works with people who are comfortable being uncomfortable and ready to do what it takes to become naked leaders, mining their potential. Nothing less than our future depends on it. Carol is tireless in her passion and beliefs. She invites you to discover the same life-affirming energy and enjoy a renewed experience as you move forward in your own journey. So please help me welcome Carol. She is presenting today, Shift Happens, Embrace It. So please help me welcome Carol Metz Murray to the stage. Yay, welcome, Carol. Welcome, Carol. Awesome. Welcome. All right. Hi, Carol. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderfully, Arvee. How are you doing today?
Beautiful. All right. So the first question I like to ask, since you are a speaker, you are a trained speaker, and first thing I would like to ask is, what do you think the number one characteristic is of a million-dollar speaker?
Thank you for that question, Arvee. Thank you for having me on your podcast. And for me, the number one most important is being able to develop that rapport with the audience right out of the gate, so to speak. It's when you say hello, have you got the audience right there ready to listen to your message, and are you there ready to be engaged with the audience?
I would so agree with you, Carol. So agree with you. And that's one of the missing links, I think, in a lot of business speeches, is they want to turn on the fire hose and they forget to build rapport. So tell us a little bit about how you would come on stage and build rapport with your audience.
Again, a really great question, Arvee. So for me, coming on to the stage really is walking onto the stage in confidence that I am truly knowing who I am, confident who I am, and really, as I walk on the stage, looking at the audience, taking them all in. I may, and I not only may, I will actually pause before I speak.
Good.
And then welcome them. I may even start with a very light joke from the perspective of something that would hopefully bring smiles onto people's faces.
Mhm.
and as well having, in essence, a knowledge of who may be in the audience, then engaging them in some information or just little bits of what I know about the audience that gets them relaxed and wanting to listen to me. Then I will begin.
I love it. I love it. So those are truly some $1,000,000 ideas on how you can build rapport with your audience. So Carol, let's talk a little bit about you and your business. And of course, your topic, shift happens, embrace it. So tell us a little bit about you, what you do.
Well, Arvee, my life has been all about shift happens, embrace it. And I have taken that concept and built it into the Naked Leadership Institute, which I'm just in the process of launching. Because to me, Shift Happens is all about growing an individual on the inside to build the mindset on the inside to create the environment that you want. So really, that's also about coming from the place of heart and love and using your voice in order to look at who you are and the possibilities that you have in the world. So my history and where I come from, Arvee, is a path of many different experiences. I understand trauma from a young child all the way through into adulthood. And I have taken those experiences and looked for the gold in each one of those, the lessons learned. And those have helped me to be the authentic me as I work with individuals, as I share my message of Shift Happens. And really, in that whole process of being the authentic me, that has helped me not only to build stronger relationships with individuals like yourself and others in this world, but it's also been my gift to help others heal through love. I mean, we are all love. And that's the core basis of who I am. And I just really, truly love working with entrepreneurs and business owners and executives to help them reach their potential and, in essence, mine their gold and use their voice. So that's me in a nutshell.
Beautiful. I love the name of your company. What, the Naked Institute? Do I have it right? How did you come up with that name? The Naked Institute. I just love that. To me, it says everything, but how did you come up with that?
Well, for me, leadership has always been a part of who I am, going back to a little girl. I mean, at the age of 11, I managed my parents' farm. They put me in charge of the farm as they went away for a weekend. And
Now, excuse me, this is in Canada, right?
In Canada.
Yeah.
This is in Canada. And it wasn't just a small farm. There were animals to take care of, cows to milk, all of that. But out of that grew just me as a leader and that constant curiosity about what does it take to be a leader. And so often in leadership, it's what's in the textbooks. Textbooks are great, but truly
they're not real life.
no. So it's been that journey of discovery of what is in me for me to be a leader for others, for myself first and foremost, and then for others. And one day I was on a flight, and it may have been to one of your trainings, but I walked into a bookstore in the Seattle airport, and it was just as I walked in, it was, Carol, that's it. It's Naked Leadership. And that was the message. And so I've played with that over time. And finally, it's time to put it out to be the Naked Leadership Institute. It's all about self-leadership, first and foremost, and then be your leader in your life and out in the world.
I love it. I love it. One of the things I always talk about is being nakedly authentic, right? Which means being real. So when I see that, I get immediately, it's being real, a real leader, being who you are, being authentic, and just being vulnerable and being naked. So I really, really love that. And it's just incredible. Okay, so tell us a little bit. I know you have, you're in Canada. I know you've been speaking for many, many years. So tell us a little bit about some of your personal speaking experiences and maybe how you've had an impact. How you've been nakedly authentic and made an impact on somebody's life in your audience.
Well, Arvee, I will start with actually being on your stage way back when. And it was presenting and using the skills that I had learned from you. And one of your skills was the message you had said is you be, it's to be authentic with your with your message, but also is to really be clear about your message. And I know in my presentation that day, in being clear, I used the F-bomb. That's not necessarily something that one does from the stage, but I know I did, and I know I saw you in the back of the room, and you had this look on your faces. Gosh, did she do that? And you leaned over to the person standing on your the look on your face and their face, and it was, yeah, she actually did.
She said that.
But also, the part of that was the audience actually sat up, and it was an attention grabber from the perspective of people then really sat up and listened.
Yes.
So that's one impact. Another that I think of is in a presentation I did here in Metro Vancouver. I was one of 3 individuals asked to speak at an event. And in that presentation, I talked about insane courage and what it takes for us to shift and change our life. And using the line from the movie, Mom, I just bought a zoo. It's in that 20 seconds of insane courage, you can make the decision to do something different in your life. And there was a man in the audience who came up to me and said, "Thank you very much for saying that, because I have been faltering on a relationship that I'd like to get into, but I'm scared and I don't know," and so forth and so on. And he said, "Yes, I'm going to take that 20 seconds of insane courage and ask the question about, do you want to be in relationship with me?" So that was like, wow, huge, huge impact.
That is a huge impact. Did you ever find out what happened? Did they ask the girl?
He did. And they had a wonderful, wonderful relationship.
Oh, excellent.
Absolutely. So, I know that my words do have impact. Absolutely.
Yes. Carol, I would love to see you do a podcast, and you can certainly name it, the Naked Leader. I mean, that would get people's attention, but you could also name one Insane Courage. And both of them are such cool names that, people would probably listen in a heartbeat. So just want to encourage you and plant that seed right here today. Those are both great titles for podcasts and certainly speeches, but a podcast is all about a title. So anyway, I would encourage you to think about that one. Or maybe your next book. Tell us a little bit of you. You're an author. I know you're in a book with me right now. We're in a book together called The Impact of One Voice, and it's all about this year. The impact is my word this year. And so, Carol, is there any other books or authoring that you have done besides that one that we're doing together today? I mean, right now?
Yes, Arvee, I have participated in 4 other book collaborations, and they've all been different and yet they're similar. 2 of the book collaborations were on unlimiting your beliefs and building hope. The other one was on goals and
Perfect.
moving into how do you meet your goals. And the last one was on 365 days of inspiration.
Ooh, that was a good one.
And that truly was a good one. May I share a story with you there?
Absolutely.
So on that collaboration, I chose to enter 2 life stories. One was with my grandson, and it was on the gift of time. And that's what I had asked him for a Christmas present. And we ended up playing, we went and played Frisbee golf. Had an absolute hoot. We played in the mud on December 24th. By the time we finished, we had mud from head to toe. We laughed and laughed and laughed. It was such a wonderful gift.
And memory.
And memories. The other one was on the gift of an angel. And that one was all about Father's Day, June 16th, 2013. And if I may share that story with you,
please.
It was about me being at a meditation, and during the meditation, there were 3 questions asked. One was, who has been your best teacher during your life? Who has been your best lover during your life, whether you're with them now or not? And the third question was, who has been your greatest supporter? That question was hardly out of the person's mouth, and the tears were streaming down my face. And I felt like I had 2 rivers running down the front of me. And what come out of that, it was like I was looking into the bowl of my heart, into the middle of it, and it was my dad. And that was an absolute surprise, because my dad had passed when I was 37. That was a few years before 2013. And it was just, my heart had opened in grief. And I mean, the tears streamed and streamed. When I left the meditation was over and I left, and I walked to my car, and I looked up at the sky before I stepped into my car, and I said, Dad, have you come for Mom?
Whoa.
Whoa. And then I looked at my phone, and there was a message on my phone from the assisted living institute that my mother was at. And yes, it was the beginning of my mom's journey to pass over. So that was an incredible an incredible story. I put it in the book, had no idea where these stories were going to end up.
Mm-hmm.
The book is published. I receive a copy. I look at it and I'm excited, but I put it down because it's like, where are the stories? I go back, pick it up. My grandson's story is in May. My grandson's birthday is May the 9th. His story is published on May the 23rd. Well, then I say to myself, oh my, where's my dad's story?
Mm.
I find my dad's story in January.
Mm.
Not only is it in January, it is on January 21st. That's my dad's birthday.
Whoa.
I had no idea, and talk about, yes, the gift of an angel.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just,
So
and
they didn't tell you what days your stories would be published. They just put them in whatever day of the 365 days. And so it was a divine intervention right there. Wow.
it was divine intervention. And that was for me, the realization, and talk about an aha, and just a huge opening of my heart of my dad has always been my supporter.
Mm.
Yeah, and it also helped me understand why, when my dad passed, I didn't go into deep grieving.
Mm.
It was, so Dad, you've always been with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just phenomenal. Phenomenal isn't even the right word to describe it, but it was really the message of, Carol, your heart has been telling you that. Listen, listen. Deep listening is as important as using your voice. So yeah, it was phenomenal. So now I'm excited and waiting for our book to come out.
Amen. Now, I know we're going to do another podcast just on the book itself, but because we're talking about it, I know my listeners are going to go, well, what book? Phenomenal stories. Thank you, Carol, for sharing those. But just tell us a little sneak preview on what your chapter is about in the book.
Well, my chapter is about, guess what? Shift happens.
Good.
Embrace it. And the little snippet is all about a little girl who has some challenges as she's growing up. And she is visited by some friends of hers who happen to be animals.
Okay.
And they help her to see that, in essence, you can stay stuck in where you're at, or you can have the courage to make shift happen and take that shift happens and move your life forward. And so that is what my chapter is all about. And in essence, shift happens, embrace it.
Beautiful. Well, I'm sure our listeners can't wait to get their hands on that copy. So if you're curious about the book, my listeners, keep tuning in because we will tell you where you can get it, how you can get it. It's not even going to be published till the end of July. So just keep your eyes and ears open, and we will, of course, send you a link where you can get your copy of that particular book and read it yourself. Shift happens, embrace it. All right, Carol. So if someone, excuse me, if someone wants to get a hold of you for coaching or any other reason, how would they do that?
People can get a hold of me by going to my website, which is carolmetzmurray.com,
Okay.
Or they can get a hold of me by going to linkedin.com/in/Carol Metz Murray. My contact information is there.
Excellent. And I will make sure they're all in the show notes. So don't worry about that. Now, I believe you have a little free gift that you want to give people as well.
I do, Arvee. And thank you for bringing that up. My giveaway today is a 30-minute Shift Happens laser coaching call. So reach out to me at linkedin.com/in/Carol Metz Murray, and I will be happy and delighted to spend 30 minutes with you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I encourage each and every one of you listening to reach out to Carol. I mean, you probably have seen and heard just today how sweet her spirit is, how she truly speaks from the heart. She will take care of you. She will love on you, and she will get to the bottom, though, because remember, naked leadership. She will get to, but don't come to the Zoom call naked. No.
No.
No, please. But she will get down. She will strip away, what is, holding you back, and get right to the core, laser focus, laser coaching, and just point it out to you. So in a loving, kind, gentle way. So make sure that you take advantage of that. So Carol, our time is up for today, but tell us what are the last words that you want to leave our listeners with today? Your brilliance. And I want to thank you for sharing your stories and your brilliance here today. But what's one more piece of brilliance do you have for our audience?
For everyone out there, each and every one of you have untapped, unleashed potential. And I know that if you open your heart to find that unleashed potential, your dreams, you can make your dreams happen. I know that because I have clients where that has happened. So you have that potential. Open your hearts and step into it.
Beautiful, Carol. Thank you. With that, we are going to end our show today. So thank you once again, Carol, for being with us today. And thank you to the listeners who are listening. Keep coming back, and we'll see you back here next week. Bye for now.